Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Turn Right Machine Works. My name is Keith, and I'm in here at the shop once again. We're just kind of plugging away, and we're putting together a hydraulic cylinder that we took apart the other day. But I wanted to get back with you guys and kind of let you know what's going on. And about a month ago, we got in the end of testing that my mom was having done and determined that she had breast cancer. And the day before yesterday, she went in and had her surgery. My sister flew out. That's why I say we. My sister flew out from California to be with her, and you know, the support that's better for the sister to give to a mom than me myself. And they have a special bond that's appropriate for this incident. And anyway, here's a picture of them just before my mom went for surgery. And both my sister and I simultaneously, we think alike. So I missed out on a Jiffy Pop hat, and she came home and she shook it like Jiffy Pop. So yeah, we fell off the same tree for sure. The doctor said that the lymph nodes looked really good, and the lumpectomy. I'm not a medicated I'm not medicated either, but I'm not a medical terminology pronouncing person. And so anyway, it was a little rough, her coming out of recovery, and but you know, she's home, she's fine, and they're out and about right now. That mindset and everything else that we've been going through is kind of a little bit of my slowdown on my videos and stuff like that. There's things that generate drive for me to do videos, and one is you guys' comments and all of that on videos as well, and ideas for videos, but material of an actual good substance that comes in that I think was a good learning, along with the flexibility to be able to drag the camera along with that project. And that's what it really drives for making videos and getting them out there for you. But I wanted to touch bases that, you know, the slowdown is, everything is okay. Mom is great. We're going to be waiting for the biopsies and everything else to come back. Everything else is looking really good. She'll have a little bit of after treatment probably, and then she'll be on her way to California at after the first of the year. Right? All right. Bless my mom. All right. I'm just kind of plugging away, and I'm putting this rod seal kit in. The seals were really wasted out. Here's some close pictures of it, and this one here was was ripped in here. This is the lip seal here. That part of the lip wasn't even on it. The smell of this was extreme. I'm 10 years now without a cigarette, and I can smell pretty darn good. And you know hydraulics gets hard, but I mean, you can see this is cracked all the way around in here. This is not just hot, okay? This got a barbecued smell to it, which is kind of peculiar. But it's nothing is damaged, nothing is wiped out in here, and the guide is still good in here. And we started putting another seals in here, and we're going to be putting. This is the main compression. I put the damper one in there already, and this is just a little boy butter, and I like to just lightly coat O-rings and seals and stuff like that with the boy butter to help get them in here. And then we got to push that one down because it gets a backing ring here, and this one spirals in. All right, we got it in place there. All right, now we got a lip seal or wiper that goes in there, and this has actually got a metal retainer on the outside there, and I happen to find a ring It fits right over the non-metallic surface or material there, and then I can go ahead and I can put that in the press and press that in there, and then that wiper will be mounted in there. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and we're just going to take a little bit of probably, I don't know, it looks like it's coated already. I think we're going to just leave that, we're going to leave that dry and let that coating be the material. Alright, and we're going to put that in the press. Okay, we took that into the arbor press and got that down in there. Alright, everything in here looking good and clean. Let's flip it over. We're on this soft rag, it's not going to damage that seal there. Alright, now we just want to go ahead. We clean this, but just one more time going around here. Just making sure that we don't have any buildup in this crack here. I'm not really kind of telling you, I'm just showing you how I put seals and stuff like that together. Everybody has their little special techniques. Okay, and a little more boy butter on this ring here. This is a backup ring. And these are tapered, so you want to make sure that they're overlaying the right direction. And if you have more than one, like we're going to have on the piston seals there, alright, there we go. And that backs up the O-ring. Well, the pressure is wanting to go on the outside and out this way here, so this O-ring is on this side. Almost forgot boy butter here. Alright, there we go. A little smear around there. Alright, we're going to keep that clean and off to the side. Alright, we moved a few things over. We got, this is the nasty old stuff that came out of there. Let's put that off to the side. And we're going to scoot down our little rag right here. Nut's going to be the last thing on afterwards. We've cleaned all the Loctite. Well, almost all the Loctite. There's a couple little pieces right there, but we did get the threads. It definitely screws on a lot easier than it came off, and that's because it was full of Loctite. If we didn't see the nylock, we would have warmed it up, and then we probably could have popped it off without the show that we put on. Actually, here's a glimpse of the show of taking the nut off. Okay, I'm all rigged up, and I don't actually think it's going to take enough pressure to pull the drill press off if it's blocks there, so I'm just going to slowly crank on this Yale 1.5 ton here, and there we are. Awesome. And thank my buddy for draining out the cylinder so I have minimum amount of fluid there. Alright, and alright, we're going to take a look at some seals here, and then it looks like we've got to set up the rod. We'll probably clamp that down in the K&T. Makes a good table, working table, and we'll get that nut pulled off of the piston. Pretty good sized nut there. We may have to make a wrench for it. Okay, I'm going to stop it and raise it up here a little bit, and clean that off. Take a little bit of MIG gun lubricant there, and we're going to go ahead and go in here to settings, and we're just going to auto set it again here. Okay, and then go start, and then we'll come back down. Nice looking wrench there. We made it as big as we could with a handle that we know can slip into a piece of pipe, and we just hope our hex is not too much work. A couple draws of the file. We'll go see. As soon as it cools down, we'll go see how it fits before I do anything to it. Alright, just brought it in. I did knock a little slag off the back. Now this is the front side. This almost always fits. Alright, and then it just gets a little tight as it goes through there. So we're like right on the money. A little draw file, and we'll be doing okay. And there we go. We'll finish cooling it down so we can work on it. Okay, we did some filing, massaging, little old grinder wheel. Because after it cooled down, it did shrink down, and it wasn't fitting on as far as I just showed you before we quenched it in the sink. But it didn't take that much. Normally, I give myself maybe 30, 40 thousandths over the dimension I want on the plasma cutting. I did that the other day with no problem. But I only had one piece of material that I could get this wrench out of, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't overshoot it, because one, this nut is not sharp pointed. It's a cast nut. In fact, actually it fits better one way, and then you move it another way, and you got to work at it to get it on. This is what I wanted to go down. All right, you say, hey, you're working with a rusty wrench. Well, yeah, I can live with the rusty wrench, because I got a chromey handle. Alright. Alright, I'm just going to make sure that I got my table over here tight. Down pressure's right here. And it's a nylock. It really shouldn't be that tight. Well, putting a little hurting on it. Okay, we may have to get some weight on here and smack it with the hammer here. I'm gonna have to get on the other side. Plan C. There we go. It was all about this chromey handle. Don't worry, when you put this back on, we're going to get on the other side, and when that comes back straight, it's at the exact torque. Alright, we got a light coat of oil on that, and we're going to bring this up here. There we go. Very good. Nice. She slips up, but it's pretty difficult to bring her back there. That means the seals, those lips are really grabbing in there. All right. And we can use this up there like that. All right, I like that. Okay, now we're ready for our piston. Okay, wipe this all clean here, both sides. This is all wiped clean. This metal to metal surface looks perfect, nice, undisturbed. I'm gonna slide that in. This is our old pack on here. We're gonna leave this on here until we tighten this on. We're gonna pull these one at a time off and exchange those. And I left them on there so that I wouldn't have any discrepancies on remembering which way they went. And of course I'll stagger them, but I'll leave all the split lines up. We're going to go through. I've already kind of guessed. This is the fat one, skinny one. This is the one with the O-rings up, backed underneath. And then this is the guide, the wide guide. Alright, and we got the nut. We'll be able to screw this on here. And I got some thread locker that I'm going to put in around this diameter here before we get down there. That's screwing in pretty good. That's going to be enough to go through there. Okay, we're up to the nylock now. We're going to use our wrench in the opposite direction today. We're going to grab our gloves. I didn't do a lot of deburring on this thing here, and we banged on it a little bit. Okay, we're going to go ahead and double check and make sure we're tight over there again, and we'll get our chromey handle on here and make sure we already put a rag down on here, just making sure. I don't know if we're going to actually be sticking out that far. Is that the end I was using? Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. Yeah. Let's check that in. Well, it's going to be too big of an angle for me, so we're just going to go ahead and seat that back on there. That's what it took to take it off. All right, we got our seals. That's our, this is our bushing, and then our main compression seal right there. Oval ring, that'll go in that spot there. This will be the thin, meaning thin as far as the height, seal right there, and then this will be the thicker wiper here. And there's the oval ring right there. Almost spilt my oil that I've been putting on my stuff here. This is pretty old and crusty oval ring right here. This is pretty. There we go. Yeah, she's pretty firm. Says to use pry bars and all of that, and I kind of like the radius on a scribe to get her started on there. There we go. Bare minimum to whatever it takes to get them over here. You don't want to really stretch them any bigger than they need to be. They did state on the one important thing about this one here is to go ahead and put this notch opposite of the port, and we'll kind of have to do that when we get it down there ready to swing it in there in relationship to where this goes with the cylinder and the rod going in there. Here again, bare minimum. There we go. And the guide. No, it matches colors. Alright, looks like we're ready to slip that into the cylinder. Alright, the ring we were talking about that didn't want to cross any port. Let's just say you had a port that entered the barrel. They wanted to make sure that you had that 180 from that point. The inlet up here at the top is in a cap, and it's above here, and this slug keeps it from going all the way down there and even getting close to it down there, so we don't have to worry about that. We're just gonna go ahead and rotate these rings so that they're all in a different position, and now we're just gonna splash on some oil here. We have a good lead up ramp in here, and this is hydraulic oil. I don't know what grade it is, but I just nice and thin oil. Alright, now we slide this in here. My board combination right here on the deck is just really, really close. Alright, and I think I'm going to be able to take my rawhide, lightly tap on the end of the rod here, and we're just going to bump her right in. I might actually have to have something stopped at that end. Okay, we're just starting to get this tight. Okay. It's got to go over this way here a little bit. There we go. A little bit more. Let's get the rawhide here. There we are. Okay, I'm scooting blocks. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and release this. And we'll go ahead and clear everything out of the way here so we can get our cap bolted on there. And then we'll collapse the cylinder. Okay, put a little bit more oil up on our seal here. And we got this so we can slide back and forth, and we lubed inside there. We're clean. Now we have a match mark here and a match mark here, and that's where those skid marks line up. But also that's where it was lined up with those ports right there. And I'm going to go ahead and get 2 bolts pretty close to straight across from each other here. See if I can get them started to draw this thing in. I got a pretty good alignment there. Alright, nice. And then 180 over here. Nothing was on these bolts, nothing at all. Never sees no nothing. Alright, alright, and our 17 millimeter socket here. You can hear it burping the air out that way, or the shuttling of the piston in there. Yeah, if I had every tool in the world, I'd have a ratchet right now, right? All right, flange to flange, or face to face. We're going to go ahead and put the rest of our fasteners in there, and then we'll go ahead and torque those with our rawhide mallet. Okay, there we go. Every one of them has been torqued and checked. I think we're going to run out of travel before we get there, but nice to have a nice tight cylinder. Okay. Regroup, re-choke it. I think we guessed just about right. Alright, put a couple red eyes in here. I'll find another one for that other port. Alright, that kind of wraps up this job here. Customer's a friend of mine, and I'm grateful to have the job. And it's not always about having an easy job or having an easy time doing a job. It's about paying the bills and keeping the lights on and surviving sometimes. Of course, in the yards, I had big equipment and forklifts and steel tables and all the neat things that go along with doing this kind of work. And of course, yeah, they could have sent it off, but it's just helping me pay the bills. I've had a couple other jobs that I've been out in the field. I just couldn't tag along the camera. And I may do something with a couple blips in that, but I've been posting a lot of things on my Facebook. Not that I'm pushing my Facebook, it's just that I have a lot of friends on Facebook, and I do a lot of quick on the site what I'm doing notifications on my Facebook page. And when it comes to doing a YouTube video, it takes just that little bit more. And of course, I've had just that little bit more on my head. Mom's gonna be fine, and we'll get going. We'll get back in the saddle here. All right. And now next time, get it done. Ooh.